Big. It's bath time. Oh, Biggie. Good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it. It's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish, thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries.
Right on 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 20, 15, 10, touchdown!
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live.
Well, good morning and hello, everyone. This is Vikings Game Day Live coming to you from US Bank Stadium, where hopefully today the Vikings can clinch the NFC North, get it in their pocket, and move on. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dawn Mitchell in for Mark Rosen alongside Ron Johnson and Pete Bursich. Ben Lieber will come by later. We have a cast of thousands, as Rosie likes to say, with Ahmad, Gabe, Tatum, PA. They're all going to join us, as well as Ben Lieber. So thanks for joining us. So, gentlemen, first let's start with these clinching scenarios. I know it's the week number 3. Everyone is kind of sick of hearing about, oh, this is the day that we can clinch. But they win today. They get it done. They don't want to have to wait until tomorrow to see what Detroit does.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to do that. It's one of those situations where it's all under your control, and you want to do it the right way. You don't want to lose and then have a Lions loss to feel like, oh, we're the NFC North champions, because it just doesn't have that same feeling of we clinched it ourselves. We did the work. We're 11-3, and then you head into the Christmas weekend playing the Giants. So I think that's the best case scenario you have to win.
And Pete, if it lingers too much, that can do some mental damage, maybe. Or
well,
no?
maybe it all depends on on a number of things. But the bottom line is this: is that you have the opportunity to take care of something that you've been talking about since training camp, and you want to be able to do that. You want to stay in the mix in case Philadelphia for some reason stubs their toe. You want to be right there to be able to take advantage of home field throughout the playoffs. So it's still a very, very tight race. I mean, it's the 49ers are still just right behind you, breathing down your neck. So you want to keep the real estate that you've worked so hard to get so far this year.
A lot of people are saying it's kind of a strange feel being on a Saturday, so hopefully they don't have that strange feel. They played all over the schedule, but you talked about that, Pete. The number one goal, let's clinch the North. Number 2, as we just saw on the graphic there, is the seeding. Now, earlier, Adam Thielen was saying, you know what, I'm talking to the young guys. Let's not worry about seeding. Let's not worry about that big picture. We have to focus. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, and I hate to go with PJ Fleckisms, but he always says that you take each
but that's
game
what
at
you
a time.
do.
That's what I do. It's a Fleckism. Shout out to PJ Fleck. I know he's up watching Saturday morning. Has nothing to do but recruit. Happy birthday, by the way, a 10-year anniversary of his head coaching career. I saw his wife Heather Fleck post that. But anyway, when you look at what PJ Fleck always does, he teaches them one game at a time. This is the Colts championship season. You don't need to worry about the next game. You don't need to worry about the playoffs, because what happens is when you do that, you don't look at what you have in front of you, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to overlook this team because you're worried about the playoffs.
Well, we all know what happens when you wait around for the Lions, right? They didn't help us the first time. They certainly didn't help last week. So let's look back, if you will, at the Lions rewind from last week, because they're always talking about the lessons that you have to move forward. Let's talk about the good lessons. First of all, Justin Jefferson. I mean, Pete, 223 yards, no touchdowns, but man, what he did when they knew what he was going to do.
He definitely had a career day. And the thing that surprised me the most was when you were taking a look and watching what the Lions wanted to do, they played a lot of single high safety. I mean, we didn't run the ball very well, but it's really not that surprising because they had so many guys down in the paint, so many guys down in the box. And when you just play single high safety and you have 2 corners rolled up, you're giving Jefferson a lot of room to run around. And they did. They gave him a ton of room. And it took us a little while to figure it out. But once they did, I mean, JJ, and rightfully he didn't. I don't know if he stepped out of bounds on that one touchdown play or not. But
no, he was in.
I mean, if you want to play with fire and go ahead and play single high against Justin Jefferson, go ahead. And we kind of saw what ended up happening. So, to the Lions, to their credit, they did what they had to do to win.
Ron, when you have a guy like Kirk Cousins that can hit JJ wherever, especially up the middle, where JJ's showing his toughness, what do you say about a quarterback that has that confidence with a guy like that? I mean, he had over 400 yards himself.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins can make all the throws, and I had a chance to talk to Cato June, one of the coaches. I talked to Reggie Wayne, and both of them said the same thing, one on offense, one on defense. Ron Milas, defensive backs coach as well, a guy that recruited me when I was in 1997. He was at Washington. So when you think about that, I talked to all those guys about what Justin Jefferson can do, and then Kirk Cousins. And they all say Kirk Cousins can make all the throws. And so going single high is not going to be something we're not going to say. Like, we're going to see that today because in their minds, we have to get after Kirk. Like, they're like, stopping Justin, maybe. But if you can make Kirk rattled, if you get after him, and that's why Pete points that out, the Lions had to go single high because they're like, we got to get after the quarterback. We got to make him a little bit confused. We got to get in his face. And as you see, hit after hit Kirk Cousins took. And I think that's what the coaches are going to try to do too. They want to get to the quarterback. But Kirk Cousins can make every throw, and his trust in Justin Jefferson is second to none.
All right, unfortunately, we have to talk about the bad as well. And we got to start with the defense and the secondary. I mean, Pete, the yardage, everyone talks about the yardage, and every team goes after the secondary. What can they do today to change that?
Well, I mean, I think they can be a little bit more aggressive, I think, and that's something that is a mentality. If you just sit back kind of on your heels and play zone or play, just play defense, it just kind of goes into your soul that way, right? You just play on your heels. You just let things happen in front of you. It's the mental mistakes. I mean, we basically spotted the Detroit Lions 2 touchdowns, and the Lions are good enough where if you just give them 2, they're going to win. And then the other part of it, too, is just opportunity to tie it up going right into halftime, and we fumble the football. I think those 3 plays right there set the tone for that game. And defensively, we no more mistakes, no more wide open guys like Jamison Williams in the end zone. That's just ridiculous. They've got to fix that and make sure they keep everything in front of them.
And what about the pass rush? I mean, everyone says it starts up front. I know Za'Darius, he said he's been hurting the past couple of weeks, but that has not been well as he.
Yeah, I mean, to think you're going to get after a quarterback with 3 guys is probably not the best idea. And so when Ed Donatel says he feels like they've been rushing enough or blitzing enough, they've only blitzed 16% of the time. When you look at some of the top teams blitzing 39% of the time. And a blitz doesn't have to be 5 or 6 guys outnumbering them. It's just different guys. You can blitz 2 linebackers and drop your DNs. There's all kinds of ways to still get pressure and run different blitz and stunts. But also, Ed Donatel, and I truly believe he believes this, that some of it is execution. If I'm telling the guy to stay in this gap and you jump your gap, now you're out of position. If I tell you to come down into the box late, Josh Metellus, on this touchdown here, and you come down so early that Jared Goff knows right away, I got DJ Chark one-on-one with Cam Dantzler, he's taking that shot. And now you all of a sudden, you're like Pete said, you're playing from behind. And time after time, it's like it's alignment assignment. What's your alignment? What's your assignment? If one of those is off, it's not going to go right. And it's not all on the players. The coaches can help them out with some of this, and I think today we're going to see it. You're going to see it, keep it simple, stupid. You're going to see it a little bit simpler and a little bit less complex and hopefully Harrison Smith's back. I think that's the big difference too.
And the other thing too is Matt Ryan's not a mobile quarterback,
Correct.
so there really isn't much in the way of a risk per se in blitzing, right? I think if you keep him in the pocket, collapse pocket, Dallas had a ton of success just mugging up in the A gaps and beating the center. They widen the defensive front, mug up in the A gap, and get to the.
Matt Ryan was doing yoga
Ryan,
last night, though, so he's getting limber.
He's ready to go.
And it's not all the defense. Dalvin Cook, we love they got a touchdown, but the fumble, he only had 23 yards. I mean, they got to get the ground game going, especially so today.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely have to. And again, going back and watching that game, Detroit did schematically a lot to take away the run. They had 8 guys in the box for a long, long time. Plus, we had a couple extra bodies in front, so the combos and the double teams and some of those things didn't quite work the way we wanted to. The bottom line is we need the play-action passing game. So you have to be able to run the football, and you have to keep the score close enough where you can stick with the running game, and that's going to be important today.
Ron, I'm not saying you ever fumble the ball, but you had a feel for Dalvin when it's like, no, just seeing that in slow motion.
Yeah, he didn't have it tough because he was going to throw the ball, and everybody saw it. Ed Ingram got absolutely mollywopped. Like, he just got thrown to the ground. It was too quick. Dalvin did not expect to have a guy in his lap that fast. And, again, I don't know why you get cute, but even those runs you saw there from Alexander Madison, the problem is it's too much penetration too fast. And if guys are in their laps before they can even make a step or cut, it's not going to work. And so that's why I think you need to go toss. You need to go outside, get away, go to your strength. Your tackles are your strength. Go outside to them. You can run toss crack. You saw the Lions do that to the Vikings. Now you put a running back one-on-one with a corner who's not your best tackler, and I think that's the key.
All right, well, we got so much more to bring you. Justin Jefferson, we all know he's playing out of his mind this year, but we're going to go one-on-one with him, and we have much more with our panel when we come back. Ron, Pete, hey, welcome on a Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockard. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you. Thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it. It's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavors, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks.
Welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here on a Saturday morning, Vikings Game Day Live special edition. Next week, another Saturday, Christmas Eve. We're going to get you ready for the Vikings and the Colts. See if indeed the Vikings can seal their own fate. Coming up, we are now going to talk about some of JJ's plays. Pete Bursich, we're going to take you inside his expertise in the film room.
Welcome back to a very special edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bursich. Every once in a while, we have to sit back and realize greatness. I've been part of this team for 27 seasons, but every once in a while, we have to stop and spend a minute to recognize the greatness that's around us. Justin Jefferson broke a team record, 223 yards receiving in one game. The man is 24 games short of Stephon Diggs, but only trails him by 107 yards. Let's take a deep dive into this Detroit game and see just how special Justin Jefferson is and how far can this young man go, because let me tell you, the sky's the limit. Now, with any great story, you got to let it unfold. And what's unbelievable is we don't have every single one of Jefferson catches from Sunday on here. but the order has not been changed. This game by Jefferson crescendos, and it does it on its own. No editing needed, no moving plays around. This is just the order with which Jefferson had his receptions on Sunday. Now, we're going to dig a little deeper and tell you why and how, but it's amazing. It just lined up this way. And, you know, as a film guy and producing things, it makes life a lot easier, right? You just let it roll, which, again, is a sign of greatness. Now, people talked about the running game with the Minnesota Vikings. Well, you take a look at these Detroit Lions and what they did. We don't necessarily, I think, have to worry so much about it, because you look at this play and the movement right before the snap, what do we notice? 8 guys in the box, single high safety. When Justin Jefferson had that first game against the Detroit Lions, how many times did we see this? Not many. Not many. The Lions were trying to stop us up front, and they leave him one-on-one on the outside, and you just can't do it. And we'll see Justin Jefferson make him pay for this. But keep in mind, folks, 8 guys on a line of scrimmage. They want to stop everything going on in here. You want to leave that guy one-on-one? Go ahead. Watch what he can do. All right, rolled up, jammed. We heard about that. He's one-on-one, but watch the separation that he gets. Cousins makes an easy throw, but you can't leave the guy one-on-one in the middle of the field. So on this next Jefferson reception, first thing you're going to notice is that he's the only wide receiver on the field. You got Hawkinson, you got Munt, C.J. Ham down here. This is a run formation. It looks like run personnel group. Again, from the Detroit Lions, single high safety. They've got everybody packed in. They take Jefferson, put him in motion. The corner follows him. They try to make some kind of adjustment, but it doesn't really work out. Look at this. They leave him wide open. They were paying attention to the running game, not so much Justin Jefferson on this play. All right, so a little later on, this is something that, you know, I think we're used to seeing from the first game. It's 3rd and long here with the Vikings. 2 deep safeties. Okuda's up, rolled up, press man. This is what stopped Jefferson or slowed him down the first time. But watch what Jefferson does on this play. He's one-on-one, press coverage, gets up the field. Now watch this shoulder fake inside, rolls, gets outside. Great throw by Cousins. Should have been a first down. There was reviewed. Wasn't a first down, but another great reception by Justin Jefferson. So it was a record-setting day for Justin Jefferson, and I think there are many more to come. That young man put on a display that was second to none. Between Kirk Cousins finding him, the way JJ throughout that game went from the single-man press to eventually working his way down the field was absolutely incredible. We're lucky to have him. He's only 46 games into this career here with Minnesota, and he's already number 10 all-time receiving. Watch out, Stephon Diggs. This guy's right behind you.
Oh, Pete, always some great stuff. Hey,
Oh,
JJ's number 10 all time. And you know what receivers are like? That's pretty sweet for where he is right now in his young career.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to I saw parts of the one-on-one with him and Tatum, and so just the conversation of what he said, because Pete's going to love this. You know, just as receivers, we want the spotlight. We want to dress crazy so people look at us. We want everybody watching.
You want the spotlight?
Pregame. So, you know, Justin actually confirmed what Pete believes.
Absolutely. Well, while we're warm and cozy, we do have another member of our crew who's outside. Gabe Henderson is out there, right, with the quick trip opening drive sweepstakes. And Gabe, I understand that a Vikings fan is about to win a truck.
My man Nino Brown, he out there looking like Nino Brown with the chains.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, courtesy of Northland Ford Dealers, there's been 17 contestants who were randomly entered to, I guess they had a Quick Trip Rewards members, and they had a card, and they basically were selected to win this truck. So earlier this week, we had 17 contestants, Chuck Foreman, myself, Mark Meisner from Quick Trip. We were inside the TCO studios, and we had this drawing, and there were 17 names. 14 names got pulled out, and these 3 contestants were the 3 names that didn't get pulled out. So as of right now, there are 3 random keys, and with those keys, whichever one starts up, one of these contestants will win the truck. So I'm going to get you guys' name thus far. So I'm going to start with you. What's your name and where are you from?
Robin Gunderson from Mora, Minnesota.
Robin, what about you?
Chrissy Parsons from Rosemount, Minnesota.
Chrissy?
I'm Jen Gilbronson from Spring Grove, Minnesota, but I do have to give a shout out because we took second at state, the Spring Grove Lions, at the Bing Stadium a week and a half ago.
Nice, and you beat a really good team also. And just understanding that you won week 3, you were week 7 and week 11? week 6 and week 11. So we're going to go by the week they were selected. So, Robin, you got a key in your hand? Yep. We're going to start with you. You ready? So when you get in, you're going to push this. You're going to push the start and go from there. Okay?
Leave the door open.
We got the drum roll. We got everything going. The anticipation is rising right now. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the anxiety. No?
I don't know. Did it start? How do you know? It says no key detected. No key detected.
No key detected. So that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. Second one. Sorry about that. Here we go. It's on you now. It's on you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Drum roll. How are you feeling?
I don't even know. I'm so excited. This is the best day ever.
This is amazing. The best day ever. Congratulations. Her kids are coming. We want to thank you, Quick Trip, Northland Ford Dealers. Such an amazing honor, such an amazing giveaway. Don, we're going to toss it back to you in the studio. It's a little bit cold out here. Hope you guys are staying warm.
Oh, Gabe, you guys, thank you so much. That was worth it. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, man. It's like the Price is Right. She lost it.
I'm going to chill that. So great. Oh, congratulations. That was wonderful. We have much more coming up for you right here on Vikings Game Day Live. Hopefully we'll have Ron and Pete even scream like that.
No.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you. Thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Oh, Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it. It's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavors, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox.
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live. Presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Pete said the only thing that would make him scream is if he got a Triumph motorcycle.
Or an Indian.
Oh, or an Indian. So we'll be working on that because we just want to
Polaris.
see him smile. All right, we're now going to go down to the Fox Bet. There's 4 games. Really, we're only going to deal with 3 because the last one no one really cares about. So we're going to start with Eagles-Bears. I got Eagles. What do you guys got?
Yeah, I got the Eagles winning this one by like 17. I think their offense is ridiculous.
Yeah, the Bears, Chase Claypool's nicked up, so yeah, I think that there's not going to be much to stop the Eagles.
Another one, easy, Cowboys-Jags. I got the boys.
Yeah, Cowboys by 12.
It's amazing to me how much of a disaster this Jacksonville team is sometimes with not even be able to get lined up. Dallas is they're hot, they're good, they're wearing people out. So yeah, I stick with Dallas.
And Steelers-Panthers. I'm going with Panthers purely because they're at home.
I'm going with Steelers because everybody's talking about Mike Tomlin's job, and he's never had a losing season, so I know he's really motivated this week.
No Kenny Pickett? No Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be the Panthers.
And the game that we're forgetting about, Falcons-Saints, because maybe
Saints will win now.
Because the Saints are going to win.
Saints will
win. All
Rookie
right, stick around now. Tomorrow on Fox 9, you can also, right there, to the Fox Bet Super 6 and win Terry's money. Or is it going to be Ben's money?
Ben's got plenty of it.
Coming up tomorrow, 9 a.m., World Cup Final. 11 a.m., we've got the NFL Sunday. We got Eagles and Bears, and, of course, Sports Now coming up at 10:35. Stick around. We're going to hit a quick break, and when we come back, we will get Mr. Ben because he is money bags right now. We're going to win his money. You got nothing on Terry Bradshaw. All right, well, stick around. We have much more coming up after
Same haircut.
Same haircut.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it, it's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavonoids, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox.
This is Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Perfect timing. You guys look great with all your chains, by the way. Yeah, thanks for joining us today.
Dude, shoes are glowing. I think you can see that in the shot right there.
Oh,
that is crazy.
Yeah. You should be on the field right
Kirk
there.
Cousins' pregame outfit.
Thanks for joining us. We have Ben Lieber joining the crew.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Morning, Ben.
See ya.
Ben, we were spending
Happy
all
Saturday.
your money before you came on.
I heard that.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to win it first.
Somebody's got to win.
Ron's going to win.
Somebody's got to win.
Somebody's
Win
got
it for Pete. He needs his motorcycle.
Another one?
Can you have too many?
It's like shoes.
Can
it's
you have
Christmas.
too many? Exactly.
It is Christmas.
Exactly.
We're in the Christmas spirit. The fans here, they're doing great. We also have another member of our crew down on the field joining us today. Ahmad Hicks is there. Ahmad, there's a lot going on in this game, much more than clinching, although that is the number one topic. What do you have for us?
I mean, do we need to talk about anything else? The Vikings want to win the NFC North today so they can start to rest a couple of players if they need to, or fight for that number 2 seed as they head down the stretch of the season. Now, if they want to come out victorious today, 2 big keys for the Vikings. They're going to have to be able to run the football and stop the run. Now, in terms of that, they have some injuries that we have to talk about that may hinder both of those things. Garrett Bradbury, the starting center for the Vikings, well, he was listed as questionable earlier this week. He did participate in practice in a limited fashion, so the Vikings are going to need him for that rushing game that ranks 27 out of 32 teams. Now, on the defensive end, Cam Dantzler, Danielle Hunter, Harrison Phillips, and Patrick Jones were all listed as questionable this week. The only one that did not participate in practice was Patrick Jones, but he's out here on the field right now going through warm-ups, talking to trainers, so that will be a game-time decision, it looks like. Now, let's focus on that trio of Jones, Hunter, and Phillips. The Vikings defense ranks in the bottom half of the NFL, and they're going up against one of the best backs in the NFL, and Jonathan Taylor, who's 12th in rushing yards. And let's not forget to mention, he's missed 3 games and almost has 900 yards. So between Phillips, Jones, and Hunter, they've combined for 113 tackles and 12.5 sacks. So that leads me to say they are going to be needed if they want to slow down this Colts rushing attack. And let me tell you, if they're able to slow down the Colts rushing attack, that will make Matt Ryan a one-dimensional quarterback and have to drop back and pass the ball. And, well, we all know he's not mobile, so he's not going to be running around evading any sacks this afternoon. So hopefully the Vikings can stop that run, get after the quarterback, and then we can all celebrate today around 3:45. Guys, back to you.
All right, Ahmad, thank you very much. You know, when you talk about the Colts, you guys, it's an odd year, beginning first with Jeff Saturday being named their head coach. Ben, since you're now joining us, I'm going to go with you first. An odd choice. I know it's been a couple of weeks now. We're all getting used to it, but what do you think about this whole thing?
Oh, it was super odd. I mean, this is a league where I feel like you have to have experience of calling plays, being inside the organization. You know, we hear from former players all the time that go from, look at Terrence Newman. When he went from player to coach in the span of, a day or two, he's like, man, this coaching life, holy cow, like all the things they have to do and all the things they do behind the scenes. I just think that you need experience doing that. Now, their whole mantra is just leadership, right? They think that just leadership and his presence will get them through to the end of the season. They're not playing for much, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But, look, this was an odd hire. He's certainly not going to be the head coach as they go forward after this season.
But high school to the pros, okay? I mean, that's a huge jump.
It's a huge jump, yeah.
Pete, crazy?
Well, it is, and I think the other part of this equation is that Parks Frazier, who is their offensive coordinator, he was the passing game coordinator, or specialist, so to speak, and now he's the offensive coordinator. So, as an offensive coordinator, there are so many facets to that job. There's not just doing reports and how you want that to look, but game planning. And then on top of that, it's installing the game plan to a bunch of men and have to stand there in front of a room and say, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, and have them look at you and go, no, I don't. You know what I mean? And then to get out there on top of it and make the adjustments and then call a great game. That takes a long, long time to do and to do well. And when so Saturday does not have that experience, so he can't help this guy out, and neither does Parks. So it's a huge uphill battle, and hopefully that's the part at some point they're going to lose, quote unquote, lose the guys, because the guys are like, all right, okay, we got through the changes, let's just ride this year out and see which ones of us are going to stick around and which ones aren't.
When it comes to running back, Jonathan Taylor, a lot of people saying good running back, bad offense. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, he has a great running back. He has a great guard in Quentin Nelson. But, again, Frank Wright was going 2-for-1 pass to run, so he got away from his strength. And it's tough for a Tiger to change his stripes, and he wants to pass the ball. But when you have the best running or one of the best running backs in the NFL, you have to do this more often. And to Pete's point, you also have a run game coordinator in Scotty Montgomery, who's an offensive coordinator in Maryland. You have a pass game coordinator coordinator. You have Frank Wright, who used to call plays. So there's a lot of different voices in that room, and everybody knows coaches' meetings aren't always rosy and fun. And I think that's where it became a little bit of just consternation of who are we? What is our identity? And they lost it.
You know, and he's only 139 yards away from a 1,000-yard game, his third. Last one to do that 17 years ago, Edgerrin James. So he's still doing great on a really bad offense.
Yeah, he's doing better. And the one thing about having Jeff Saturday in there, not only did they go with Matt Ryan and say, hey, he's our quarterback, but he also said, we're going to run the dang ball, man. That's what we're going to do. That's what we want to do best. We got one of the best running backs in the league, like Ron was saying. In the last 3 games, he's rushing for 30 more yards per game, okay? He was at 4.3 yards a carry. Now he's at 5 yards a carry, okay? So they are committing to the run game. I think that's going to be the same thing again today. The formula for them is quick passing, all that stuff. They cannot throw deep because their offensive line cannot really protect that long, but they are going to run the ball with one of the best.
And this is what to Ben's point. Jeff Saturday came in, and they're now almost 1-for-1 pass to run now. They were before almost 2-to-1. And so that's Jeff Saturday's like, look, I mean, I played center. I know what to do. I know how to run the ball. We need to run the ball. We got to be physical. Cato June calls them furniture movers. When you have furniture movers up front, you move furniture. Get those defensive linemen out the way. Stop dropping back.
All right, Pete, when it comes to stopping Matt Ryan, I mean, he's been sacked 13 times. There's 13 touchdowns. Yeah. Defensively, can this get back on track for the Vikings with him there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a combination of a couple things. The passing game for the Colts is based on really quick play action, take trap passes, and a lot of things that are short and around the middle of the field. So you see right there's the play fake. Matt Ryan gets to the top of his drop. Dallas had a lot of success by blitzing up the middle. He's a rarity in the league now, meaning he's not a mobile quarterback. We've seen so many mobile quarterbacks. Matt Ryan is not going to leave the pocket. He's not going to scramble. So if you can get pressure up the middle, get pressure in his face, that's going to help slow down this passing game. But you can see none of these plays are deep and down the field, long developing. It's all a quick passing game, and it's all predicated on the running game. They have the patience now to run the ball, and they will. They ran the ball 5 times in a row against Dallas. They have no qualms about coming out here and running the ball 15 times in a row against us. We might be done by 2 o'clock.
Let's hope so. Well, you never know.
No, if we win,
Ben, Michael Pittman, is he still a threat? I know he was owned by Diggs when they faced Dallas. What's your take on him?
Well, look, I mean, I think that he's a really talented guy, and we're not a great secondary. We're not a great pass defense. So like Pete was saying, a lot of those things, I think, when you look at it on paper, it's like, oh, well, they only do this. He's not a mobile quarterback. They only throw over the middle and they throw it short. What are we the worst at? Protecting the middle of the field and play action. So, yes, I think a guy like Pittman can do damage against us because we have not shown it from a cornerback perspective, from a nickel perspective, to really affect a lot of timing of routes, affect a lot of guys down the field. We certainly aren't getting the pressure. So, yeah, we can sort of minimize a little bit what this offense is, but we have to look at it clearly. Our defense has done nothing to show us and give us the confidence that we can stop an offense like this.
What do you like that he does?
Yeah, it's not just Pittman, though, but you saw it right there. It's the size, his ability to high point the ball, his ability in 50-50 situations. Just like Justin Jefferson, he's going to attack it, but he attacks it differently. He's violent. When he goes up, he wants to make a big, violent catch, but he also wants to stiff arm and run through guys. So it's a little bit different. That underneath stuff, he's trying to take a 5-yard route and turn it into 15-20. But don't forget about Paris Campbell. The kid can run, Ohio State kid. And if you keep watching that over route, you're going to see a big post, and that's when they get you. And like Pete said, Matt Ryan wants to sit back there and just do that. He used to do it with Julio Jones, and now he wants to do that. He does not like pressure. He does not run. He is so stiff.
So stiff. Well, and we always say you don't look ahead, right? So we got the game here, but then you still have Giants, we still have Packers, we still have Bears. There's a lot more meat on the bone, so to speak, when it comes to the regular season. Pete, any of these worry you?
No, I mean, none of them really worry you. But the thing is that it's like you can take care of business today, right? Get it done today in front of your home fans. Now you come back on Christmas Eve, you play the Giants who, they're starting to fade, and then you got to take care of business, obviously, the last 2 weeks against division opponents. And, don't worry about any of this. There's plenty of opportunities for the Vikings to win one of these games, right, on the way out. But take care of the business today. And, there's no style points here for winning by 21. you win this game by 3. They only give up 16.1 points per game on defense. It's not like this team is an absolute train wreck right now. So do what you have to do to win today, and then you can enjoy the rest of the next 3 weeks.
I just hear the Jasmine Sullivan song in my head. Like, if you win this game today, for those that know that song, it's I'm not scared of Packers and Giants and Bears, but I'm scared of loving. No, but, you know, like, you don't have to worry about those 3 games. You win today, those 3 games become less pressure. You lose, it's now pressure. You lose the Giants, it's now more pressure. And that pressure can burst pipes. And it's snowing, it's cold, it's going to be -4. Pipes burst. Like, you don't want to end up there. Win today, and you can be really relaxed.
And, Ben, we can look ahead, right? Players don't. But number 2 seed, you want to keep that secure.
Yeah, you want to keep that for sure. And I still think that you need to have the model of not just, like, holding onto our position, but actually gaining a position if possible, right? Like, there's no reason why we can't sit there and say, well, we have still the number 1 seed as far as a goal. The Eagles, they go to the Bears, okay, this weekend. That's a tough place to play. I mean, they're gonna be favored to win by probably a lot. Tough place to play. They go on the road again next week to Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a huge matchup. Then they get 2 home games, which they should probably win against the Giants and another team. But you're hoping that they kind of fall back as well. Who knows? They might lose these next 2 games, and if we win out.
Here's one thing about the Giants that the Eagles don't do well, and that's tackle big running backs. Saquon Barkley on the ground. If they lose, that's pressure for them. They know the Vikings are right there behind them.
All right, let's talk about pressure. We're going to look to guys like Justin Jefferson. And speaking of JJ, Tatum Everett sat down one-on-one, a perfect time, right? It's a Saturday. Want to hear from Jay, and we will when we come back.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it, it's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with fights, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox Medical Team.
This is our home.
He has collaboration, communication, culture.
Our turf. This is our family. Our tradition.
This is how we do it every game day.
Whether suspense or celebration, this is what ties us together. Because this is our team. and this is our home. Fox 9 is your official home of the Minnesota Vikings.
Everyone loves a nice holiday card. Send us one of yours before Christmas Eve, and we'll send you one of ours in return. Happy holidays from Fox 9.
I'm Heather Sullivan with Sullivan Smart Sense. Is all this inflation keeping you from enjoying eating out? You could save up to 35% on food and up to 20% on drinks.
Welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Welcome back, everyone, to a Saturday edition of Vikings Game Day Live. We are getting set for the Vikings as they host the Colts, and in hopes of clinching the NFC North title. Finally, third time's a charm. Everyone's been saying that. Don Mitchell alongside Ron Johnson, Ben Lever, and Pete Bursich. And gentlemen, let's just get it done.
Yeah, just get it done. Just get it. I mean, this has been a rare opportunity for us to clinch this early, and I know that we're kind of frustrated because we really wanted to do it last week. But no, this should be a game that we should win, clinch the division, get that weight off our shoulders, and just relax and celebrate for at least one day.
Well, I know one gentleman that really wants to get it done, and if he can put the whole team on his shoulders, he will do it time and time again. We're going to go down to the field. Tatum Everett is standing by, and Tatum, you're talking to Justin Jefferson. He knows pressure, and he is not bothered by it one iota, is he?
No, Don. In fact, I feel like he even welcomes that pressure. It's really not lost on me that we are witnessing greatness in the making with that huge career game and franchise record-breaking game last week against the Lions. He was sad about the loss, but obviously a performance to build on. This is a spot that JJ's never been in before. A winning team about to clinch the division, fingers crossed, today. And so I got to sit down with him and talk to him about the season so far and what's to come.
You gon' feel it when it comes. You gon' feel it when it comes. You gon' feel it when it comes. Let it bang on the sound like the bass in the drums. Here it go.
Here's Jefferson. Just throw it. You know he's covered. But guess what? I don't care if he's covered. Even when he's covered, he's uncovered because Jefferson's so good at attacking the ball in the air. That is chemistry right there.
Never stop, give a show. Here it go.
Justin, you have now entered the top 10 all-time career receiving yards list for the Vikings, and you've only played in 46 games. What does it mean to you to be able to be listed in that company at such a young age?
Yeah, it's an honor, honestly. But I mean, it's more than just me out there on that field making plays. But I just try to do whatever it takes to get the team, going with that momentum and, generate those big plays for us.
Yeah, but what kind of a case are you making to become the greatest Vikings receiver?
Yeah, just like I said before, my goal is to be a Hall of Famer at the end of my career, being one of the best players to ever do it. So to have, only 3 seasons and to have the accomplishments that I have been, getting, it's definitely crazy to really, sit there and really think about.
It's funny to bring this up because just this week, Chris Carter was asked to rank you, Randy Moss, and himself.
Yeah.
You sound like you saw that interview.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So obviously, no spoiler alert, he ranked you first.
Him and Randy Moss neck and neck. But Justin can do so many things at an elite level. It is what it is, man.
What did you make of him with that ranking?
Yeah, I was surprised. It's definitely an honor for him to say that, especially ranking me before 2 Hall of Famers. So to get that recognition from him is definitely something special to hear. But there's a lot more that I need to do in order to be in the same category as them 2.
He also called you a unicorn. What do you think makes up a unicorn receiver?
Having all of the different factors in one.
And caught by Jefferson.
He's going to be a good one for a long time, Justin Jefferson.
Being a receiver, you want to have good route running. You want to have good hands. You want to have, those yards after catch and those contested catches. That what makes a all-time great receiver. But there's always room to work on every single category.
I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when I mention these moments that you've had so far this season. Green Bay's 36-yard touchdown, 158 yards in the first half.
He'll throw right. Look at that. Jefferson uncovered. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown!
All I can think of is the start of something new. And I feel like that set the tone for our whole season and, gave KO that confidence that I can go out and, have a 150-yard game anytime.
Congratulations on your game ball, man. You played outstanding.
Let's fast forward to week 4 against the Saints. You had the rushing touchdown and the gritty went international.
Yeah, that was an amazing experience for me. Being my first time in London, playing my home team. And having the gritty done in London, first time internationally, it was a cool experience.
The one-handed grab in Buffalo.
He caught it! Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me with that catch, JJ?
Amazing. God was with me on that day for sure.
Easily. The cover of ESPN magazine.
That was a cool story. That was amazing. I wish they actually came out with the magazines like they used to before. But I mean, to actually have a story done on me for ESPN.
Step back towards the center of the set. Yep, nice.
Something I've been looking at since I was a little kid, on the different magazines and stuff like that. So to be on the cover of that was definitely an amazing experience.
And then just on Sunday, you set the single game receiving yards record against Lions, 223 yards.
I should have had 250, but they messed me up on my touchdown. That's crazy. To have that spectacular game like that was definitely something that I've been looking forward to my whole career. Especially Adam didn't beat me up about him having a 200-yard game, and I haven't yet. So he's been, killing me on that. But to actually set the record and to hear from Sammy after the game, congratulate me, it was definitely something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. But it would have been even better if we would have got the dub.
You've only lost 3 times this season, and after each of the previous 2, this team's been able to bounce back in a big way. How do you think this team bounces back on Saturday?
We got to showcase, what everybody has been doubting us on. We got to, on all 3 phases, we have to dominate. A lot of people are doubting our defense right now, so, they have a lot looking forward to this game. And we're all just leaning on each other.
What is your level of confidence in the defense?
A lot. We have a ton of talent on that defensive side. So many guys to make plays on their side, and we're just in a little slump right now.
This is obviously a very festive interview setting we've got going on. What would it mean to you to receive the gift this holiday season of clinching the NFC North Championship on Saturday at home?
That's going to be amazing. Of course, we would have wanted to do it last week in Detroit, but to have done it in front of our fans this week at home, celebrating that win, it's going to be an amazing experience. Of course, my first time, winning the division in the NFL, so it's definitely something to look forward to.
It really stacks up to be quite a game for this team today if you look at the stat sheet heading in. And so hopefully the Vikings can take advantage of this Colts team and make it a t-shirt and hat kind of game. I know JJ would be really excited for that moment as well. This team trying to get back on track after the Lions loss. They've bounced back very well after losses before, and so they're hoping for much of the same today.
Tatum. Now, Ron, I was saying, there's only so much stickum that can help a one-handed catch. And you were telling me that it's strength of the hands, not necessarily the size or the way he catches.
I mean, it's both. Some guys have bit like DeAndre Hopkins has humongous hands. So it is big hands, but it's also strength. Like, it's the strength, ability to catch. I know Chris Carter, when I met him in college, like, he would tell me all the little things he would do, grip handlers, put his hand in rice. I mean, he did all kinds of stuff just to get his hands strong. And, there's all kinds of exercises guys do. Like Chris Carter, I forgot how wide, but he can bend his thumb and pinky further than any human being I've ever seen. And some guys just have it, and Justin Jefferson has it.
I saw Jason Giambi once in baseball do this. His pinky and his thumb.
Catching flies with chopsticks.
Yeah, it's funny, Pete, that we did all those rice drills, too, in the rice buckets, and my hands just got worse.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch anything.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's why we play defense.
Just go ahead and boil the rice. Just boil it.
Pete, what are your final thoughts before you have to go upstairs?
you got to find a way to take care of Grover Stewart and DeForest Buckner up front.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys did it by double teaming them and putting money in the bank by running the football, wore those guys out. That game was a 2-point game with like 13 minutes and 52 seconds left to go. So it wasn't a blowout. You look at the final score, you're like, that's a blowout. No, Dallas wore them down. So our defense needs to keep this game close to allow our offense time to wear those guys down up front. You can do it with the outside run. You can do it in a number of different ways. But don't be all upset if the offense doesn't come out firing out of the gate. It's gonna be a game of adjustments. They have a great defense. We've got a good offense. It's the other side. It's our defense keeping points off the board.
All right, thank you, Pete. We're going to send him upstairs with his bowl of rice, his chopstick, his hand grips, right?
A cup of coffee. That's all I.
Yeah, that's all you need to catch right now.
He's an easy guy. All right. Thanks, Pete. When we come back, it's not only the Vikings in the NFC, of course. How about their biggest threat of all? Is it the Niners now that they're playing well? Is it still the Eagles? We will discuss. Don't go away. We'll be back with more on Vikings Game Day Live.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it, it's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavors, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox Medical Team.
This is our home,
He has collaboration, communication, culture.
our turf. This is our family, our tradition.
This is how we do it every game day.
Whether suspense or celebration, this is what ties us together. Because this is our team, and this is our home. Fox 9 is your official home of the Minnesota Vikings.
Everyone loves a nice holiday card. Send us one of yours before Christmas Eve, and we'll send you one of ours in return. Happy holidays from Fox 9.
I'm Heather Sullivan. Here.
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live. Presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Oh, welcome back. A snowy Saturday morning, but we are warm inside, getting ready for the Vikings as they host the Colts in hopes of clinching the NFC North title. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dawn Mitchell alongside Ron Johnson and Ben Lieber. We also have another member of our crew down on the field, Ahmad Hicks. Ahmad, good news today as the Vikings defense gets back a crucial piece.
Oh, great news, Don. Harrison Smith was out last week with what was described as an illness, but safe to say he cleared that, he beat that, and he's going to be starting for the Vikings today. And we all know what Harry does for this Vikings team. He's able to stop the run, and he's able to stop the pass. Now, when he's not on the Vikings defense and he's not starting, we all saw what happened last week. Within the first 5 minutes of the game, there were blown coverages and missed opportunities that we are certain that Harry will cash in on today when available. Now this season, Harrison Smith has 5 interceptions and 73 tackles, which ranks 3rd on the team. Needless to say, he can do it all. Now today he'll be asked to do a lot as the Vikings are giving up a league-high 403 yards per game. And get this, in the last 5 games, they're giving up 30 points and 460 yards per game, which also leads the league. So not categories they want to lead the league in, but it isn't all bad because in the 4th quarter, they are tied for an NFL lead with 8 interceptions. So good news that Matt Ryan, he's thrown 13 interceptions this season and has been sacked 35 times. So if the Vikings can stop that run, make him throw a little bit, Harrison Smith may get his 6th interception today, and we may all be celebrating after the game. So good news that Harry's back for the secondary, Don.
All right, Ahmad, thank you very much, Ben. I mean, it can't be overstated what Harry means to this defense, and we saw it on display in Detroit.
Yeah, and we were hoping that Josh Metellus would have as good of a game as he had in Week 3 against Detroit when he did the same thing where he came in and replaced Harrison Smith. But, you know, they really picked on him as the game went on, and I really think it affected the way that we could disguise coverages, you know, the way we could show a 2-high shell. We did play a little single high safety a little bit more last week, but look, make no mistake, we've all seen Harrison do this, where he's either at the line of scrimmage, running back, showing one thing, doing another. He's one of those rare guys that can really affect a whole offense and what they think that we're going to run. So hopefully getting him back will disguise a lot more, bring the pressure, and, hey, maybe he gets another interception.
All right, well, it's time that we bring in another crucial member of our crew down on the field, looking handsome and dapper as all get out. Paul Allen, PA, what do you have for your bird's eye view for us, my friend?
All right, Dawn, sure miss you down here on the field, but beats being outside where the snow is falling pretty precipitously. And symbolically speaking, the bird's eye view focuses on the sacks that need to fall like that snow on Matt Ryan, 15th year from Boston College. You see, it's a major key to winning the division. We only have 4 sacks the last 4 games, and we got a couple of games where we have zeros, like last game against Detroit. So Zadarius Smith has 1 sack over the last 6 games. Be nice for him to fall into the lap of Matt Ryan like 3 times today. You see, this is about the old and the new. Matt Ryan, 37 years of age, was in the same draft as Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell, picked 91 selections ahead of Minnesota Vikings coach KOC, who's looking to win a division today. So let's take what was old and make it new, sack the quarterback repeatedly, and win the division for the first time in half a decade. That's your bird's eye view.
PA, thank you very much. He didn't say anything borrowed and something blue.
Right.
Maybe blue will be the Colts today. What do you think, Ben?
Look, I think that, you know, everybody's going to be watching our defense. I mean, no doubt. I think that we kind of have a pretty good idea of what our offense is going to look like, you know, what our identity of our offense is. Like, yes, we kind of want to run the ball at times a little bit more. There are some tweaks that we want to see with our offense. All my attention's on the defense. And I think this is the type of team that we can maybe not necessarily get it right, but see some improvement.
You know, I think PA was the first person. I wasn't going to bring it up. Boston College, my alma mater. I have seen Matt Ryan have his share of misery in this league. Yeah. What do you predict today?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing with Matt Ryan is, like we said earlier, and Ben brought this up, I've never seen a safety line up like right in the slot and haul tail 20 yards across the field and end up in the right spot. Yeah. I don't know if people understand how hard that is. That is so hard to run with your back to the offense, but end up where you're supposed to end up and somehow make a play. And so I think that's going to be the key. If Harrison Smith can confuse Matt Ryan a little bit, make him think it's cover 2, make him think it's cover 4, but then it's something else, he will make a bad throw because most quarterbacks, it's 3 in a hitch or 5 in a hitch. And if you hitch and you don't throw it, you're going to get sacked, and that's that internal clock. Harrison Smith's job is to make his clock be so off that he throws him a pick today, and I think it's going to happen. But Matt Ryan, again, if you let him be comfortable, and we've seen that. 28-3, the Falcons were up on the Patriots. He was comfortable. Second half, he was uncomfortable, and everybody knows the story.
Everybody knows that story. All right, we can get ahead of ourselves. The players don't, the Vikings don't, but we can. We're taking a look at this. Now, you guys, when you look at this and you see the 49ers are on a roll, Brock Purdy could be the new Tom Brady. People are saying, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Who is your biggest threat here, Ben? Would you say it's them? Would you say it's the Eagles? My bet is on the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Eagles are the most complete team. I mean, they have a quarterback that's in the MVP race and probably will win the MVP. Brock Purdy, great story. I think I liked a lot of what he did at Iowa State. But, you know, playoffs are a different beast. You know, you're going to see some things that defenses didn't show you in the regular season. But I think the Eagles, they have the offensive line to do it. They've got the defensive line to do it. They're explosive. They can grind you out as well. They can just flat out do whatever they want to do. So that, to me, is the biggest threat.
I'd say the Eagles, too, and the reason why, if you remember back to when the trade happened, the Tennessee Titans head coach lost his mind when he realized his owner and GM traded A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown gave Jalen Hurts another weapon. Devontae Smith is good as well. The run game is going well. And the PRO. They have a pass, if it's not their run option, and nobody else in the league does it the way he does it. He can read the defense better than any. He was on Alabama's team with Nick Saban. Nick Saban, let's not forget, he had Mac Jones, he had him and Tua. That guy knows what he's doing, and if those guys are put in the right situation, the right offense, they can be really good, and he's the reason why right now.
How about the Cowboys? Wild card threat?
Oh, I think they're absolutely
a wild card threat. Oh, yeah.
I think the 49ers and the Cowboys are big-time threats to us because the teams that we don't match up, because it does come down to matchups. Like, I think that we can face some athletic teams and be okay. But the teams that want to come downhill and punch you in the mouth and grind you out, we've been shown that we cannot handle that, especially as a defense. We cannot rise up to those occasions and play the physical brand of football that I think it's going to be requisite to face some of those teams. So the Cowboys, the 49ers, that's the way they're built, and we saw what happened when we played the Cowboys.
Vegas is pretty good at getting that right. They got the Eagles, then they have the 49ers, then they have the Cowboys, and then they have the Vikings. Regardless of seed, that's where the money is right now. Vegas knows what they're doing.
Is that the new magic ball? Vegas,
it's pretty close.
Right.
They know what they're doing. I mean, Deebo Samuel's going to be back for the playoffs, so, I mean, Vegas usually knows.
Hey, money talks. Money talks. Hey, but we know Harrison Smith is playing, but look at the inactives right now. So Barnes, Bradbury. Some people thought Bradbury would come back. Is that a surprise for you guys?
Yeah, that is a surprise for me.
Yeah.
And Schlotman obviously is going to get the start there again, so that'll be interesting to see how we handle the interior pressure. Patrick Jones is a big miss for me.
Yeah.
You know, he's had quietly a really good year. He's been a bright spot in that rotation at defensive line, getting a lot of pressures, playing well against the run. I think, when it comes to keeping our guys fresh on the defensive front, that'll be a big miss.
One thing that you don't see on there is Cam Dantzler, and he was sick all week. You guys know what it's like to be sick all week and have to come in and perform. How difficult can that be, especially in this climate right now?
It's tough because it's mental. A sickness is all mental. I mean, your body is hurting, but you mentally have to get through it. Michael Jordan, we know he partied all night. He's called it the flu game, whatever he wants to call it.
Yeah.
But when you're not feeling
the brown
well,
bottle flu.
when you're not feeling well, it becomes you versus can you get it going. The trainers are going to hydrate him. The trainers are going to make sure he does everything he does. They're going to check his temperature, all the stuff they have to do to make sure he's okay. After that, it becomes mental. How can you mentally, when you're just drained and you're tired, can you push your body to that next level to say, I got to get through this game? Because you know what? You can rest Sunday and Monday and just relax.
Well, Michael Jordan also said, I've succeeded because I have failed. So let's take that.
He also had Scottie Pippen. So
did he steal it from him? Let's hope hope the Vikings can do the same. They failed last week. Hopefully they will succeed this week. When we come back, we're going to talk a little about the defense. Also, we have Sinker Sale, and Gabe is on deck as well. Stick around, much more on Vikings Game Day Live.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kendall. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you, thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it, it's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavors, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox Medical Team.
This is our home.
He has collaboration, communication, culture.
Our turf. This is our family. Our tradition.
This is how we do it every game day.
Whether suspense or celebration, this is what ties us together. Because this is our team. And this is our home. Fox 9 is your official home of the Minnesota Vikings.
Everyone loves a nice holiday card. Send us one of yours before Christmas Eve, and we'll send you one of ours in return. Happy holidays from Fox 9.
I'm Heather Sullivan with Sullivan Smart Sense. Is all this inflation keeping you from enjoying eating out? You could save up to 35% on food and up to 20% on drinks.
This is Vikings Game Day Live. Presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live, a special Saturday edition as the Vikings welcome in the Colts. We will see if indeed they do clinch the title today alongside Ron Johnson and Ben Lieber. We've got a lot going on, but first we got to talk some bad news, okay? Vikings defense and their woes. 400 plus yards total given up 3 straight weeks. Ben, you've been a part of good defenses, tough defenses. What do you think about that? Look at those stats.
I mean, let's be honest. It's awful. I mean, we talked about when they made the coaching change from Mike Zimmer into KOC, we said, look, our offense has actually been really good under Mike Zimmer. It's our defense is what's keeping us out. All we were talking about is like, we don't have to be great. We just have to be good, maybe even average. And nobody expected us to be dead last. So Yes. Are we going to get in the playoffs? Almost 100% certainty we're going to get in the playoffs. Where the seeding's going to be, we don't know yet. But are we going to make a deep run? You're not going to make a deep run with the last-ranked defense in the league. You just aren't. And so we got to see some market improvement. I know everybody's talking about we want to see more man coverage. I got news for you guys. I don't know if this is a man coverage secondary. That's just not how we're built. Patrick Peterson talked about in the offseason, in the early parts of the season when he was playing really well, this defense suits me because it allows me to play with vision. It allows me to react. That's not man defense. That's one of the reasons why Arizona was willing to get rid of him, because he was not a man cover guy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that we're going to be able to play this man coverage that everybody wants to change things up.
Yeah, and you can't just outscore. You can, but you don't want your offense to be put on the table time and time again.
Yeah, and to dial it down, if you look at the first quarter, the first 8 minutes of every game, Kevin O'Connell has the #1 offense in the NFL. You look at 6.7 yards per play, that's first in the NFL. You go to the third quarter, they are atrocious. 3.7 yards per play, which that's 32nd. There's only 32 teams in the league. And so you look at the 222 plays, that's 29th. So who does that affect? The defense. So then you look at the defense's third quarter, they are bad. I'm not going to even go through all the stats, but they've allowed 11 touchdowns in the third quarter alone, which is the second most. So that's part of the problem, is you have to figure out when you go into that locker room at halftime, how do we come out and still have that juice? Getting that juice now when they're on the field warming up, that's easy. Ben knows that. But after you've been beat up a little bit, then you got to sit down for 10 minutes. How do I get my body going again? I don't know how. They got to figure out. They need to do some smelling salts. I don't know what you got to do. But, Ben remembers the Imodium. You had the Imodium. You just rip it. And you
Not Imodium, ammonia.
Ammonia.
Big,
it was ammonia.
big difference.
You'd be running out on that field if it was the other one, that's for sure.
Vibranium. Let's go Black Panther with it. I don't know what they need to do. Get some Vibranium for third quarter.
Oh, well, we're going to go down to the field. Gabe Henderson is there. Gabe, you've got the winning formula. We have it all mapped out up here, but what are your thoughts?
Build a bomb.
Appreciate you, Don. This week, everybody's been talking about the defensive side of the ball. I know Ed Donato had that, legendary press conference where he said this Minnesota Vikings team will not be defined by giving up a lot of passing yards. So I'm going to talk about the offensive side of the ball today. And why not start with Justin Jefferson? It starts with him, and it starts by moving him around. If you put him in one spot the entire day, it will not be a good game for this Minnesota Vikings offense. And Justin Jefferson, just understanding what he did last week with over 220 receiving yards, that's probably not going to happen again today. But one thing that will happen is the fact that he probably can get another 100-yard game, and that starts with other guys getting open. The first thing that comes to mind is KJ Osborne, that touchdown that he had, the last touchdown of the game last week. Kirk Cousins rode out to the left. Justin Jefferson's on the other side getting double teamed. This Minnesota Vikings, if they force the ball or try to get KJ Osborne and Adam Thielen involved early, that opens up opportunities for JJ downfield. But none of that starts if you don't get Dalvin Cook the ball early. Last week, 1.5 yards per carry. That's not going to work this week. But at the same time, if you continue to ground and pound and get him involved and let those Minnesota Vikings offense, control the trenches, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for Dalvin Cook to bust one of those long ones. This Colts defense has given up over 450 rushing yards the past 4 weeks. Let Dalvin Cook get going early. By the fourth quarter, those guys will start to get worn down on the Indianapolis Colts defensive line. Last but not least, I was on Ron Johnson's show earlier this week, and I said this Minnesota Vikings team needs to have a decisive December. Style points matter to me when it comes to winning this game. You're supposed to win this game. Why not win it by more than 9 or so points? And if you have a decisive December, that'll start changing the narrative a little bit when people start talking about the Minnesota Vikings heading into the playoffs. Because like we all know, we win today, we clinch. But style points matter if you want to start filling things out, changing the narrative, and starting to, get some more confidence. So, Don, hopefully you can get this win first and foremost. Well, why not get all those guys involved?
All right, Gabe, and for, consistency's sake, we have to do our handshake from up here just to make sure that things are on the up and up. When we come back, sink or sail. It's a secret handshake. It's a secret handshake, you guys. Not so secret anymore. But if we don't do it, you never know what can happen, right?
Don't jinx it.
It's jinx. I don't believe in jinxes. Torrey Hunter said, only blessings. We'll be back after this.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top 10 stories in the first 10 minutes.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com. Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store simply by scanning this QR code, and you can watch our shows anywhere, anytime.
Glad you're starting your work week with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to see you. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alex Kundum. Hope your morning is good.
Download the Fox 9 News app in your app store or by scanning this QR code. We'll give you some time to scan and check it out.
Thank you, thank you. Everything's better with an audience. Mr. Big, it's bath time. Oh, Biggie, good boy. And Han says, I can't eat it, it's chewy.
Everything is better with an audience. Watch The Jason Show, weekdays at 10 on Fox 9.
Want better brain health? Try these foods. Researchers say the best brain foods include green leafy veggies, fatty fish thanks to their omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with flavonoids, tea and coffee, and even walnuts, consumption of which has been shown to lead to higher memory on test scores. I'm Steve Noviello. That's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
Hey, it's Dr. Mike. The United States Preventive Service Task Force has come out with new guidelines that recommend your primary care provider screen you for anxiety. Now listen, folks, if you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you're drinking too much, you need to get help, and there is help available. I'm Dr. Mike Sirigliano with the Fox Medical Team.
This is our home,
He has collaboration, communication, culture.
our turf. This is our family, our tradition.
This is how we do it every game day.
Whether suspense or celebration, this is what ties us together. Because this is our team, and this is our home. Fox 9 is your official home of the Minnesota Vikings.
Everyone loves a nice holiday card. Send us one of yours before Christmas Eve, and we'll send you one of ours in return. Happy holidays from Fox 9.
I'm Heather Sullivan with Sullivan Smart Sense. Is all this inflation keeping you from enjoying eating out? You could save up to 35% on food and up to 20% on drinks.
Welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Vikings.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Our final segment of Vikings Game Day Live as the Vikings get set to host the Indianapolis Colts. All right, we're going to sink or sail. We're going to start with the first one, you guys, and the wording is a little tricky here. Ahmad is on the field, so
the wording is so bad.
The wording is hard. So Vikings do not clinch the NFC North title today. We're going to start with you, Ahmad. What do you think? Sink or sail?
I'm singing that. The Vikings are definitely clinching the NFC North title today.
I'm with you. You guys?
I'm singing it too.
Absolutely.
He helped me out with Sing It All.
All right.
That question reminds me of the
they're gonna
English
clinch.
language, like the silent letter. Like that did not need to be
It's
there.
like going to the DMV and taking that test. Like, what did it say? What did it say?
Yeah.
All right. The defense. We're going to go with you starting first, Ben. We'll get better today.
What metric? I mean, I'm going to sail that because I expect him to get better. But when you're the last ranked team in the league, you really can't get any worse. So
You can get better than last week.
you can get better. So yes, they are going to be better this week.
I'm going better than last week.
I'll sell it. The quarterback can't run, so hopefully that helps him.
All right, next one, Matt Ryan will get 250 or more passing yards this week. Oh, I'm sinking it just a little bit under. How about you guys?
I'm going to go. So Vegas had 275. So I'm going to go with Sale because I'm going to say he'll get like 265, 270.
Yeah, I think we're going to be better. I don't think we're going to be dramatically better in pass defense. So I'm going to Sale it.
All right, Ahmad, I see you sinking it as well, my friend. What you got?
I'm sinking it, yeah. I'm sinking it. The only way he goes over 250 is garbage time yards, which I don't think he'll get today. I think the Vikings win this one convincingly.
All right, a final question. Dalvin Cook will have 50 or more yards rushing, and I am sailing this because he has to.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to.
Time of possession, I'm going to sail it. I think Kevin O'Connell knows if he can control the time of possession, he can win this game.
Look, this Colts defense the last 3 games have given up an average of 177 yards on the ground. Sail that sucker.
And Ahmad, you're sailing, you're on the field. You're going to give him encouragement? What?
Encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely. If Dalvin Cook doesn't rush for 50 yards, we're in trouble today. So he has to rush for 50-plus yards today.
All right, look at us. We're all in agreement.
Encouragement.
We're all copacetic. We're all positive. Ahmad, thank you very much. That's our sink or sail. And before we go, we have to wrap it up with some final thoughts, too. I think get her done. Control your own destiny. You can't wait around for anyone else. If this isn't enough motivation at home on a Saturday with it snowing out, I don't know what is.
I'm with you. I mean, you don't need any extra motivation. Everybody knows what's at stake. You're at home, the confines of your loud crowd and audience, so they'll get the job done. You know, they'll have the motivation. But the thing I'll be watching for is just, again, we talk about it's our pass defense, and specifically, can we protect the middle of the field? You know, can we, on play-action pass, which we are not very good at, can our linebackers get depth? Can they affect the passing windows? Can our safeties make the right decision and not get baited with something over the top? And can they drive some of those routes? We get killed on the 12 to 15-yard routes in between the hashes. Take care of that. Make Matt Ryan throw to the outside. So play with proper leverage. Linebackers do your deal in the middle of the field. Safeties attack the ball. Hopefully good things happen.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kirk Cousins, do your thing. Like he's taking the shirt off on the plane. Win today, win the North, take your shirt off at home for the fans, get all the chains, and go out in the snow just shirt off. But the biggest thing for Kirk Cousins, too, is keep playing who you are. Like Kirk Cousins he's been Serrano from Major League. Like he's had the stones to make the throws. Keep making the throws. Don't worry. Kevin O'Connell tells him, you don't have to be perfect. Just be good. And that's what Kirk Cousins is doing. As far as the defense goes, know your personnel. Know who you're covering. DJ Chark versus Cam Dantzler, you cannot just sit in no man's land at 4 yards off. Either jam him or back up to 7 yards. Don't just sit in that weird area. Coach Grace always said that, the former DB coach. That 4 yards, that's no man's land. Either press or back up. That's the only 2 options you have. Make it a little bit more simple.
All right, I'm a mixture of both. Don't give up huge chunk yardage, right, on defense. Don't give up the big plays. Have Kirk find JJ. Maybe they can have matching grills by the end of today, right, and have those T-shirts with the NFC North title.
Grills for Christmas.
That's what we're hoping for, right? Let's enjoy Christmas a little more. Get it done today. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone, right here on Vikings Game Day Live. We will get you set for the upcoming game, Vikings Colts, this afternoon. We'll see you then.
Good stuff.
Winter is here, and we're here for you. On air.
And on Fox9.com.
On the Fox 9 weather app.
And on the Fox 9 YouTube channel.
Winter's here, and we're everywhere for you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert. I have just 10 seconds to tell you about a real time saver. It's Fox 9's 10 at 10. We bring you the day's top